Hey everyone, and welcome back to ChatGPT Insights. The tech world is moving at warp speed, and if you blink, you might miss the next game-changing innovation. We've got a packed show today, covering some absolutely wild developments that you do not want to miss. Get ready for some serious AI news that's shaking things up. First, we're diving into the intense debate surrounding Elon Musk's Grok AI and its public intellectuals. Then, we'll cover consumer advocates demanding a probe into Grok's controversial, spicy, Imagine platform, accusing it of enabling non-consensual intimate imagery. Next up, we'll uncover how hundreds of thousands of Grok chats went public and became searchable on Google, potentially exposing sensitive user data. And finally, we'll explore the broader implications of these widespread privacy concerns and what it means for AI development. Stick around, because you're about to get the inside scoop on everything you need to know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Answer a fool, my father used to tell me, and two fools are talking. It's pretty good advice, even though I've done a pretty lousy job following it for most of my life. But for as much as I frequently fail to live up to that very modest standard, I'm relieved to know that I will never be as embarrassingly foolish as our current crop of public intellectuals and political influencers. In fact, dear reader, I pledge to you here and now that I will never lower myself to the depths of pathetic depravity necessary to get in the mud with Elon Musk's racist collection of ones and zeros. Which is to say that, unlike noted megabrains like Matt Taibbi and Laura Loomer, you'll never catch me having an argument with Grok, Musk's special AI bot that currently plagues everyone who uses Twitter. But I admit, I'm fascinated by the people who do. Let's meet some of them. Subscribe to Discourse Blog to keep reading this post and get 7 days of free access to the full post archives. Hold on to your hats, because the AI drama is just getting started. Next, we're diving into a serious regulatory showdown as consumer advocates demand a probe into xAI's Grok Imagine platform. Consumer advocates demand probe into xAI's Grok Imagine platform. Consumer and privacy groups file formal complaints urging regulators to investigate xAI's Grok Imagine platform. Spicy, feature accused of enabling NCII, including fake nude images and videos of both celebrities and private citizens. Coalition of 16 advocacy organizations warns the tool poses urgent risks to survivors, children, and vulnerable communities. A coalition of consumer protection, privacy, and digital rights advocates has filed a sweeping request for investigation into xAI, accusing the company of promoting and enabling non-consensual intimate imagery, NCII, through its Grok Imagine platform. The filing, led by the Consumer Federation of America, CFA, was submitted to attorneys general in all 50 states, the District of Columbia, 93 U.S. attorneys' offices, and the Federal Trade Commission. It asks regulators to crack down on what the groups call the promotion, creation, and facilitation of illegal sexual exploitation via Grok Imagine's Spicy feature, which allows users to generate nude videos from AI-produced images. This feature is exploitative, unfair, and lazy, said Ben Winters, CFA's Director of AI and Privacy, in a news release. It's a crystal-clear representation of why AI built off of people's data without knowledge or consent in the hands of an unaccountable billionaire is a legal and ethical nightmare. This feature endangers everyone, with an acute and urgent risk for domestic violence survivors, kids, and more. Advocates argue the creation of NCII, whether involving public figures or private citizens, poses devastating risks, from extortion and blackmail to long-lasting personal and professional harm. The complaint was joined by 15 organizations, including the Center for Economic Justice, Common Sense Media, the Electronic Privacy Information Center, Fair Play, the National Consumers League, the National Center on Sexual Exploitation, and the Tech Oversight Project. The group said swift enforcement is needed not only to protect individuals, but to draw clear boundaries around what constitutes acceptable deployment of artificial intelligence. The creation of NCII is unacceptable, illegal, and damaging enough, but embedding it into a consumer-facing AI platform risks normalizing abuse at scale, the coalition wrote. This is a critical moment for AI ethics and user safety. But the privacy concerns don't stop there. We're about to uncover how Grok's chats became a public spectacle on Google. Grok made hundreds of thousands of chats public, searchable on Google. Conversations with Grok, the chatbot from Elon Musk's XAI, can be publicly searched on Google depending on which buttons were pressed, a new report from Forbes revealed. Grok's Share button, what you might use to email or text a chatbot conversation, creates a unique URL that is made available to search engines like Google, the report states. That effectively means the Share button publishes your conversation for the world. Forbes reported there is no warning of this feature, and that thus far more than 370,000 conversations have been indexed by Google. Some of the conversations reportedly contained sensitive information, such as medical questions, personal details, and, in at least one instance, a password. Forbes noted it had not received a response to a request for comment. ChatGPT Insights has reached out to XAI, too, and did not immediately receive a response, but will update the story accordingly if we hear back. Musk's Grok isn't the only AI chatbot to make chats public, however. As we covered at ChatGPT Insights earlier this month, ChatGPT similarly made chats searchable on Google after users clicked the Share button. OpenAI quickly reversed course, however, after a backlash. This was a short-lived experiment to help people discover useful conversations. OpenAI Chief Information Security Officer Dane Stuckey wrote on X at the time. This feature required users to opt in, first by picking a chat to share, then by clicking a checkbox for it to be shared with search engines, see below. Stuckey said they removed the feature over worries folks would accidentally share information with search engines. It appears, according to the report from Forbes, that Grok not only makes conversations searchable, it's also not an opt-in experience. In other words, the second you share a conversation, you share it with the world. Musk, who is aggressively feuding with OpenAI these days, took a victory lap when the ChatGPT news broke. Grok FTW. He wrote on X now it appears his company is having the exact same issue. This widespread data exposure is alarming, to say the least. But what does this mean for the average user, and what safeguards are in place for the future? Hundreds of thousands of Grok chatbot conversations are showing up in Google search. Here's what happened. Grok users beware. If you've ever chatted with Grok, the Elon Musk-backed AI assistant from XAI, and hit the Share button, your conversation might be searchable on Google. According to a recent Forbes report, more than 300,000 Grok conversations have been indexed by search engines, exposing user chats that were likely intended to be shared privately, not broadcast online. This comes just weeks after ChatGPT users discovered their shared chats were searchable on Google too. This discovery once again raises serious concerns about how AI platforms handle content sharing and user privacy. Built by Elon Musk's XAI, Grok includes a feature that lets users share conversations through a unique link. Once users share, those chats are no longer private and are getting picked up by Google's web crawlers. From there, the chat are turning up in search results, meaning anyone can access and read them. In both the ChatGPT cases and this one, the issue comes down to how shareable URLs are structured and whether AI companies are doing enough to protect users who may not realize their content is publicly viewable. The implications go beyond a few embarrassing screenshots. Some Grok chats could contain personal, sensitive, or even private details. Many users likely had no idea their shared conversations were being published for the world to see until now. This privacy breach highlights a growing challenge in AI product design: how to balance transparency and social sharing with greater privacy protections. When users hit share, they should be clearly informed that their link will be publicly accessible, and AI companies need to use best practices like noindex tags or restricted access URLs to avoid surprises like this. To prevent these kinds of privacy slip-ups, AI platforms should get instant access to breaking news, the hottest reviews, great deals, and helpful tips. This isn't the first controversy Grok has faced. The chatbot has come under fire in recent months for questionable responses and controversial content. But this latest issue hits at a core trust concern: how user data is managed and whether privacy is truly being prioritized. As more people turn to AI tools for personal, educational, wellness, and emotional support, platforms like XAI will need to step up their safeguards or risk eroding the very trust they're trying to build. Although the damage is already done, and deleting the chats won't make them completely disappear from searches, users can still take action. Start by safeguarding your chats by not sharing them until Grok has more secure privacy settings. Screenshots are another option if you must share your chats with others. As more people turn to AI tools for personal, educational, wellness, and emotional support, platforms like XAI will need to step up their safeguards or risk eroding the very trust they're trying to build. Follow ChatGPT Insights on Google News to get our up-to-date news, how-tos, and reviews in your feeds. Make sure to click the follow button. These privacy missteps are a stark reminder of the challenges in AI development. Join us next time on ChatGPT Insights for more cutting-edge tech news and analysis. That's all the AI news we have for you today. We covered the intense debates around Grok and public intellectuals, the consumer advocate probe into Grok's spicy feature, the alarming reveal of hundreds of thousands of public Grok chats on Google, and the critical privacy implications for AI users. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to ChatGPT Insights for more, and hit that notification bell. Let us know your thoughts on these stories in the comments below, and follow us on all social media platforms for real-time updates. See you next time.